Hello and welcome to another Viperio All Access. I am obviously joined here by Christopher Sword for the reaction. Yeah, so how do you think the game went?
Well, I'm not going to lie. Losing in the lower bracket finals is a little sour. I do think going into the series, we were expecting to get a win. I know that you yourself, Brodie, were sort of predicting around that 2-1 scoreline. And based on our performance, we definitely played like we could have won. Especially going at the first game, we started really strong, but just threw that away at the end. And then obviously bounced back in the second game. We had some interesting picks and bans in game 3. And Lucent just played well in that series, so we can't really take anything away from them. I am happy with how the boys performed. Just unfortunately, we fell short just ahead of the grand finals of the tournament.
Yeah, and I guess towards the end of this All Access, we'll kind of touch on the idea of what that means going into the promotion series. But let's focus mainly on the league and kind of have a little time to reflect on kind of how we got to this point and how we got there. Obviously, we did pretty well this season. We were on top of the league. Apart from the beginning, a bit of a rough start, we seem to be doing pretty well. Give us a bit of your overview on how the team and the staff performed this season.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you mentioned, we definitely started off a bit rough, which is kind of expected with any new team. You're going to have teething issues, which are going to be that aren't going to have been exposed, and you're going to have to play those games in order to identify those problems. So yeah, we did start 0-2, but the boys managed to bounce back really well, sort of going on some really long streaks and beating teams like Lucent in the regular season, and also taking wins off Demise. So we managed to finish 10-4, which I'm very happy with, which puts us in second place after the regular season. And yeah, we demonstrated that we could beat any team within this league, whether that be in games that didn't really matter, but we did show that in the server we could beat any opponent that was put in front of us. And yeah, that qualified us for playoffs, and we have just fallen short slightly, coming third. But that's definitely a result that we're happy with as an organisation. It secured us a spot in the UKLC promotion tournament, and yeah, the boys have done a lot of great work, whether that be the 5 starting players, the 5 reserves we've had, and the support staff around the team.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely interesting to see how we kind of changed from last year and last season, and kind of had a bit more of an approach where we have maybe more staff available, maybe a solid backup team, like you say. And yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, now we've secured second seed going into the promotion series, which I believe is next week. Going into that, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Yeah, run us through that.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, the promotion series will start Monday, and I think this game is on Wednesday, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
About 7-8 days away. Going into that, I am still feeling very confident. We do have a team that can win games when they need to. I think that we are going to be playing against some tough opponents. Because we've come third, we're going to play against the slightly better ranked team from the UKLC, which is Bulldog. Which is an interesting storyline for us. We lost to Bulldog last time when they got that promotion spot in summer of 2020. So I am looking forward to that series, and yeah, I do feel that the boys will be able to give it a good attempt. We have that support structure around the players who I know are going to be working really hard to make sure that the players are in the best possible position to execute when they get into that event. So I am feeling quite confident. It's just whether or not the practice and prep we put in, that the team show up on the day, which they can do.
Yeah, and like you say, as you said earlier, we've proved that we can, beat any team kind of when we need to. I guess it just comes down to kind of that final push now. Now, this is where I'm going to push you, Chris. I like doing this on all accesses. I want something written down in history as a prediction. What do you think? What we're saying? Are we going to get promoted or not?
Oh, well, I mean, I think I have to back our team. I mean, we've picked up these players for a reason, and the people around them as well. If we didn't have confidence in this roster, there would have been no point to bringing them on board. So I do feel that they have what it takes to get a promotion. As I say, I think we will. It's just whether or not on the day which roster shows up. But yeah, I'm feeling quite good. I feel we'll be able to put up some good fights against all the teams. Like for example, Lucent. We have beaten them for the majority of the series throughout the season. Today is just the first time that they've managed to take a series against us. Teams like Bulldog and Demise, they are in the relegation tournament for a reason. They haven't been one of the top teams in that division above. It's just whether or not that gap between the
Yeah.
UKEL and the UKLC is large or small enough for us to take wins. But I am feeling good.
Yeah, and is it 4 seasons we've been in the UKEL now?
Yeah, so we have been in
Yeah.
the UKL for every single season since it started in summer of 2019. The
Yeah.
first 2 seasons, you couldn't directly promote. It wasn't part of the official system, but starting from last season and this season, the top teams from the UKL have that opportunity for that promotion tournament. So
Yeah.
it's great to finally get a chance to compete for a spot in the UKLC through this route, and I am definitely looking forward to that event coming forward.
Yeah, it'll almost be sad leaving the UKEL behind if we kind of get promoted. Like you say, we've got some of we've been in it since the start, and people and teams like Mythos, for example, we've got a long history of them equally like Bulldog. So it'll be sad in a way. It's bittersweet, I guess, the idea of promotion and kind of leaving behind where you've came from.
I
But
mean, like from what you said, you've exactly said that. I mean, the UKEL is definitely a great league. I think it adds so much to the UK League of Legends ecosystem. So whether or not we do get promoted or not, we're really keen to stay involved with it. I know that Alex and Mark invest a lot of time and effort to
yeah,
really make it a quality product, and it's really helped us as an organization, given us a really stable competition uh, to compete within both the spring and summer split. So the UKL has been a great place to be in. As you've mentioned, 4 seasons now. It would be nice to sort of move on into that tier above, but
yeah,
the UKL has been a great league, and we're always keen to work with them if as long as they want to work with us.
yeah. And that kind of makes me think of the question of we've been in it for so long. What would you have done differently if you could go back? Maybe you're a new org coming into open playoffs. What would you have done differently going into it? Like you say, it's that like bottom tier, like solid format into this ecosystem of League of Legends in the UK. What would you recommend to say an org wanting to kind of make their way into this sort of ecosystem?
I think one big thing is to not overestimate. I think a lot of teams are coming in and seeing it right. We're going to enter in the UKL to get into the UKLC. I think you want to be focusing step by step. Like I'm not angry or disappointed that we've been in the UKL for 4 seasons. As I say, it's been a really great product. It's really helped us as an organization. So I think teams shouldn't underestimate
Mm,
how challenging it might be in order to play through that regular split and then play through to playoffs and then play in a promotion tournament. Like it's a lot of work to get up
yeah,
to that UKLC level. So I think teams shouldn't underestimate it. They should take it as a really good learning opportunity, and also enjoy it while you're there. As it is a good league, people do watch it. So if you are wanting to compete for one of those open qualifier spots and get into the UKEL, uh, make sure that you've obviously got a competitive roster, but make sure that you also use it as a learning opportunity as an organization, so that when it comes to those chances at higher levels, you've had experiences working with tournament organizers, working with other teams, because it'll be really beneficial in your organization's journey.
and if we were to kind of look at this, maybe not just this season or the other ones, what would you say have kind of been like maybe 1 to 3 kind of things that you've learned from owning an org from this? What would you say you can take away from it?
I think across the 4 seasons is sometimes you can pick up players at the start of a season and just sometimes things don't work out. If I look back at
Yeah,
season 2, uh, we went into that winning season 1, so we'd had a good rep as an organization, and unfortunately we just under delivered in the regular season. We finished 1-6. Fortunately, there wasn't a
yeah,
relegation in that season, so we managed to hold on our spot. Uh, but we went into that feeling relatively confident, and unfortunately, just things didn't work out. So
yeah,
what I guess my first learning lesson is don't underestimate how the event can go. You've not practiced against all of the teams, so don't be
yeah,
don't be
mm,
disappointed if things don't necessarily work out competitive results wise. I guess another learning is just to make sure that you are taking advantage of the league. Like a lot of people use it as a tournament and that's it. You can create a lot
mm,
of content, like for example what we're doing right now.
yeah,
You can really take advantage of it and get lots from it, not just the direct competition. And it's a really chance to get your face out there, build content, get your players, build their rep. So I guess that's my second lesson. And I guess finally the third one is to have fun. Like it's really
yeah.
enjoyable owning a team in the league. Watching your team do well, watching them through the times where it might get rough. It's really fun experience. I guess that sort of competitive drive in me even as an owner has kept me really invested in this league. So I guess they're my 3 lessons.
Yeah, and I think, looking back at it, there's definitely, no matter who you are, whether you're a player, a staff member, you're a designer that helps with things like this, you help with sponsorship acquisition, wherever you are, it can come back to leagues like this, and you reap the rewards massively, rather than, like you say, rather than just a tournament, and it
Mhm.
offers so much, and even things like the community element of it. Like I wasn't aware. I came from Counter-Strike, right? And there's not really anything like this in Counter-Strike that I feel that there's such a scene around it. Like, you look at all the memes and the banter on Twitter, and you look at like all these different viewing parties going on, and the Twitch chat and all that, and it's great. And it's like this whole kind of new environment that I've personally never been exposed to. That
Mhm.
I didn't realize that even existed. So you're right. The fun element is insane. I know we have some pretty intense viewing parties. Just there, it was a bit of a panic towards the end,
Yeah.
especially with that dragon going over and stealing it for Viperio.
Mhm.
But yeah, anything else to add? I mean, looking back, we're going into promotion now. We've got, is it 2 games until we know whether we've been promoted? Is that right?
So the impression I'm under is that it's well, it's a bracket system. So you have
Hmm.
to win 2 series in order to get promoted. So if we lose our first game
Yeah.
against Bulldog, we do still have a path at redemption. Uh, that's the impression of how I work. But I mean, I guess closing remarks, as you say. I mean, we did fall today to Lucent, which
Yeah.
isn't ideal, but I think it's good to happen now and not in that promotion tournament. We've now got 3 game VODs which we can use to review, see where things have gone wrong, and we've actually got time to work on that. It's not as if it's happened within that promotion tournament. And I mean, I guess I have to say props to Lucent. Like, today they were the
Yeah.
better team. They won the series, so don't want to take anything away from them. But I guess we are
I
hungry
mean,
to
yeah.
promote,
And
and
not
we
even
want to
just
do
the
well.
series. They got the 2-0 earlier today as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Props to the boys at X-Hive and Lucent. They absolutely stomped it today. Good on them.
Mhm.
Quick one before we round off. Demise v Lucent. How do you think that's going to go down? Demise Academy.
I think Demise Academy are the strongest team in the league. They should win,
Mm,
especially in a best of 5. They've got a lot of games there to, even if they make mistakes, they can redeem it. So I do think Demise will take it. I mean, if I
yeah.
had to predict the score, I'd say 3-1 to Demise. But
Okay.
I mean, best of luck to the Lucent lads. They beat us, so I guess I'm kind of rooting for them in the final.
Yeah. Well, look, that's all we've really got to say for now. I'm sure there'll be another all access towards closer towards the promotion series next week. But yeah, again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Brody. Bye.
Thanks, Chris. Bye.